as I reported the other day, and as Breitbart's reporting, top Chamber of Commerce official, pro-amnesty lawyer, advising Jeb Bush in his 2016 presidential campaign. Isn't that amazing? Yes, the Jebster, standing for the American people. I'm sure this will go over really well with those Reagan Democrats in coal country, in central Pennsylvania, throughout the country. I don't know what audience this jerk... That's right, he's a jerk. I don't know what audience this jerk thinks he's playing to. Trying to put together the country club Republicans? With what? What's he going to get? 27.5% of the Latino vote? Going to show that he's smarter and nicer and more principled and temperate than the right-wing nutjobs that he and his family have tried to block for years. We call ourselves Reaganites. Let me ask you folks a question, seriously. Jeb Bush. Oh, you should look at his record when he was governor. There's a big piece on him now in Politico. They're pushing him hard. They want him to be the nominee. Remember how they sucker punched these Republicans before with Romney and then McCain, and then they go out and wipe them out? Why is Jeb Bush a better candidate than a Scott Walker? Why is Jeb Bush a better candidate than a Mike Pence? Why is Jeb Bush a better candidate than a Bobby Jindal? I'm just focused on governors right now. And there are others. Spending massively increased under Jeb Bush. I'm putting together my own information. The guy opposed offshore drilling. And while they whined about him, the teachers union, in the end, the teachers union loved the guy. He had a Republican legislature. He didn't have to fight the way Scott Walker had to fight in Wisconsin. No, he didn't have to do any of those things. Do you believe in amnesty? Do you want a man as president of the United States who's to the left of Barack Obama on amnesty and border security? He's to the left of Obama as far as I'm concerned. I don't care what the Chamber of Commerce wants. Screw them. They're not about commerce. They're about cronyism, which is exactly why I call them the U.S. Chamber of Cronyism or crony capitalism. That's what they are. They want big government. They want Obamacare. They're all for amnesty. They oppose the American people. They despise the American people. So Jeb Bush chooses one of their senior lawyers, a pro-amnesty guy by the name of Rob Engstrom, senior VP, national political director at the Chamber of Commerce, who went out of his way to trash every single conservative he could in every Republican primary. That's who Jeb Bush picks. That's who he picks. What does that tell you? More of the same. Now he sets up this PAC, raising all kinds of money to support conservative candidates. Where was this jerk 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago? Nowhere. Nowhere. They want you to believe that his nomination is inevitable. It's not, because they have to come through us. They have to come through us. Now, we have a Gallup poll at Breitbart, record percentage of Americans identifying as independents. I had this from the original news source as well. And do you know what's interesting about this? Record percentage of Americans identifying as independents. Do you know that the Republican Party is losing more members who are identifying as independents than the Democrat Party? I want to reiterate what I said on TV and what I said here today. And I've said it before, actually. The Republican Party today is weaker than I've ever seen it. This last election was not due to the power and the thought and the mandate and the expertise and the strategy and the resources of Washington, D.C.'s Republican Party. It was because of you. Same with 2010. We are going to get our asses kicked in 2016 if we don't overcome the Bushes and the Boehners and the McConnells. And there's Obama running circles around the Republicans again. They won't even know how to respond to this. 2 years free community college. If you do this and do this, if you do what I say, if you join the groups I tell you to join, if you push the agenda I tell you I'll give you freebies. What are the Republicans going to do? Well, they're going to look to the Democrats in the House to get bipartisan legislation passed, don't you know? Same in the Senate. We're going to go back to, the Senate before Harry Reid. What does that mean? Capitulation to the Democrats. So they're playing games, screwing around with process, attacking the conservatives, and Obama is instituting his agenda which is so damn destructive to the country, and John Boehner doesn't know how to respond to it, and neither does McConnell. No idea. None. And be careful. You watch some of these Republicans like Susan Collins, like Lamar Alexander, keep an eye on them. They'll vote for it. Jerks like this Tom Cole from Oklahoma and others. You watch. Who's that other fool? Dent from Pennsylvania? I lead the moderate wing of the Republican Party. Sit down, schmuck. So, there you have it.